is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, first, in India, police in New Delhi have sealed off streets around the historic Red Fort after a car explosion left 13 people dead and several others injured Monday evening. In Europe, the British government has halted the sharing of sensitive intelligence with the United States over fears it could be used in deadly military strikes in the Caribbean, a move sparking questions on international law. Meanwhile, in the Americas, Venezuela mobilizes 200,000 troops under Plan Independencia 200 as the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford enters Caribbean waters, heightening regional tensions. Turning to Asia, Shanghai shines in the 5th APEC 1 Travel and Tours feature, showcasing the city's European-inspired architecture from a cruise along the Huangpu River. Back in the Philippines, Vice President Sara dismisses allegations of a destabilization plot after her name surfaced in a list released by Ramon Tulfo, calling it pure gossip. The Department of Justice says it has yet to receive any arrest warrant against Senator Ronald Dela Rosa, but notes two possible legal paths if one arrives formally. In sports, McIlroy is calling on Europe's elite golfers to rally behind the DP World Tour as he chases a record-breaking 7th race to Dubai crown. I'm Angel Pastor. Newsline World starts now. First in our news, with the Christmas season just around the corner, the Philippine National Police is beefing up security nationwide to keep communities safe and celebrations peaceful. Paul Montibon will give us the details.
A deadly blast shocked New Delhi Monday evening after a car near the Red Fort metro station left 13 dead and over 20 people injured. Witnesses say the vehicle had stopped at a red light moments before the explosion, which sparked a chain of fires that engulfed nearby cars. Pedestrians sprinted for safety, and shop owners hurriedly shut their stores. Authorities say the blast occurred when a slow-moving vehicle stopped at the red light before suddenly exploding, igniting nearby cars and damaging over 20 vehicles. Firefighters, police, and forensic experts rushed to the scene to extinguish the flames and begin investigations into the cause of the explosion. Footage taken Tuesday shows heavy police presence around the Red Fort area, now sealed off to the public amid ongoing investigations. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi vowed that those responsible for the blast will be brought to justice. Meanwhile, the Red Fort area will remain closed for at least 3 days while investigators combed through debris for evidence.
Forgotten my beloved country, the Philippines. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Paul Montibon, SMNA News.
Pakistan's capital was rocked by a deadly suicide explosion, killing at least 12 people and injuring 27 more outside the main judicial complex in Islamabad. The suicide bombing happened outside a district court complex in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, on Tuesday afternoon. Authorities warned the toll could rise as several victims remain in critical condition. Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi said the bomber detonated his explosives near the court entrance during a busy afternoon session. Emergency crews rushed to the site to recover the bodies and bring the wounded to nearby hospitals. Officials say some of the injured remain in critical condition. Naqvi personally visited the site and promised to tighten security measures across the capital. President President Asif Ali Zardari condemned the attack in the strongest terms, while Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif claimed that India-backed extremist groups were involved in the bombing. Local media later reported that the outlawed Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan or TTP has claimed responsibility for the attack, one of the deadliest in Islamabad this year. Indonesian Tourism Minister Widianti Putri Wardana reaffirmed her country's commitment to deepening cooperation with Middle Eastern nations, highlighting shared cultural values and growing travel opportunities during the 26th UN Tourism General Assembly in Riyadh. Prince Tripoli tells us more.
Speaking on the sidelines of the event, Wardana said Indonesia came to Riyadh with a collaborative spirit to ensure that the post-2025 UN tourism agenda reflects the growth of emerging economies and local communities. She stressed the need to strengthen digital transformation and destination resilience, while calling for Asia-Pacific to become the center of global tourism growth.
Our main focus this year to arrive in Riyadh today is to ensure that post-2025 UN tourism agenda represents the growing economy countries and also local communities. And we came with collaborative spirit, and we want to advance digital transformation to strengthen destination resilience and also to increase collaboration among member states.
Outlining new market strategies, the minister said Indonesia plans to attract more visitors from the Middle East by expanding flight routes, improving halal and prayer facilities, and training tourism workers in Arabic. She added that Indonesia's hospitality and its predominantly Muslim population make it a natural destination for travelers from the region.
We would like to have more Middle Eastern travelers to come to Indonesia. We have several strategies. First is to increase the connectivity by having a lot of halal food, accessibility, and for the prayer facilities as well. And also we would like to increase the capability of Indonesian workforce in tourism to have better equipped with Arabic language by training them with Arabic language so we can converse better with the Middle Eastern travelers, and so the Middle Eastern travelers can have a better experience when they come to Indonesia.
The 26th UN Tourism General Assembly, hosted by Saudi Arabia, gathers 160 delegations from around the world to discuss innovation and sustainable development in the travel sector under the theme AI-powered tourism, redefining the future. The session runs until November 11 in Riyadh, with Indonesia pushing to make Asia-Pacific the epicenter of post-pandemic tourism growth. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Prince Tripoli, your citizen correspondent.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. received former United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in a courtesy call at Malacanang Palace on Tuesday, where they discussed shared priorities on climate resilience and sustainable development. The president expressed his appreciation for Ban's long-standing advocacy for climate action, emphasizing its importance for the Philippines, one of the countries most vulnerable to the effects of climate change. Ban thanked Marcos Jr. for the warm welcome and extended his sympathy to Filipinos affected by Super Typhoon Juan and Typhoon Tino, which recently caused significant damage in parts of the Visayas and other regions. He also expressed hope for the country's swift recovery. The former UN chief's visit followed his participation in the Trans-Pacific Sustainability Dialogue held in Makati City, where he called on the global community to support climate-vulnerable nations like the Philippines. President Marcos and Ban last met in February 2024 when they reaffirmed the Global Green Growth Institute's commitment to assist the Philippines in implementing sustainable and climate resilient programs. Ban currently serves as the GGGI president and the chairman of the council. Vice President Sara Duterte strongly denied any involvement in the alleged plan to destabilize the government after her name appeared on the list released by Ramon Tulfo, dismissing it as a mere gossip. Franco Baranda reports.
Columnist Ramon Tulfo released a list of individuals allegedly involved in a destabilization plot against the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. In the list, Tulfo claimed that the supposed financiers of the plan included Vice President Sara Duterte, Davao City 1st District Representative Paulo Duterte, and former Narvacan Ilocos Sur Mayor Chavit Singson. For VP Sara, however, these accusations are clearly nothing more than a gossip.
Sabi ko po kanina na ako po, pag may aligasyon ako, lagi po ako nagbibigay ng ebidensya o pagpapatunay doon sa katotohanan ng aligasyon ko. Dapat po kapag merong aligasyon ay merong binibigay na ebidensya. Dahil kapag wala, ang tawag po doon ay chismis. At ang tawag sa taong nagpapakalat ng ganoon ay chismosa.
Meanwhile, Vice President Sara Duterte declined to give a direct comment regarding the alleged International Criminal Court arrest warrant against Senator Ronald Bato Dela Rosa after the ICC itself denied its existence. This comes following Ombudsman Boying Remulla's statement claiming that an arrest warrant had been issued against the senator.
Hindi po ako makapagkomento doon sa warrant, dahil wala naman pong sinasabi na release. Wala po sinasabi ang ICC na mayroong warrant. Pero ang masasabi ko lang po ay noong as early as April ng taong ito, sinabihan ko na po si Senator Bato Dela Rosa na maghanda siya ng kanyang abogado. Noong nabalitaan ko po na nagsalita si Ombudsman Remulla patungkol sa ICC warrant, ay minessage ko si Senator Bato Dela Rosa. Nakausap ko yung anak niya, si Maki Dela Rosa, at nag-refer ako ng isang lawyer na nakausap din namin noon na isang King's Counsel at nakabase yung kanilang opisina doon sa England.
The ICC has previously clarified that it is handling only one case related to the anti-drug campaign during the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte. According to ICC spokesperson Fadi El Abdallah, he cannot comment on statements made by other individuals and emphasized that only official information from ICC communication channels and press releases should be considered reliable. Vice President Sara Duterte confirmed that she recently spoke with her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, following the impact of Typhoon Tino.
Nakausap ko po siya nung nakaraang linggo. Pagkatapos po ng bagyong Tino, nabanggit ko po sa kanya yung mga grabeng apektadong areas, ang Negros at Cebu. At napag-usapan din po namin yung paparating na bagyong Uwan.
Regarding the planned holiday visit, Duterte said it has not yet been discussed, but it is expected that Veronica or Kitty Duterte will visit the former president this holiday season. Meanwhile, VP Sara personally visited residents in Negros Occidental to check on their situation following the impact of Typhoon Tino. The vice president inquired about the well-being of the residents and personally handed out aid to those affected by the storm. For God of my beloved country, the Philippines, this has been Franco Baranda, SM9 News.
Up next, the Department of Justice says it has yet to receive any arrest warrant against Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, but notes two possible legal paths if one arrives formally. More news when Newsline World returns.
Sa kabila ng mga mas modernong kaalaman at teknolohiya, nananatiling matindi ang banta ng HIV sa Pilipinas. Pero gaano nga ba kalala ang sitwasyon? Ang HIV o Human Immunodeficiency Virus ay isang sakit na sumisira sa immune system ng katawan. Ngunit tandaan, hindi ito nakukuha sa simpleng pakikisalamuha. Hindi mo agad mararamdaman, pero unti-unti nitong pinapahina ang katawan. At kapag hindi naagapan, humahantong ito sa AIDS, ang huling yugto na impeksyon, kung saan halos wala ng panlaban ng katawan laban sa sakit. Patuloy na dumadami ang kaso ng sakit na ito sa Pilipinas. Isang nakababahalang pagtaas. Umabot na sa 500% ang itinaas ng HIV cases sa mga kabataang edad 15 hanggang 25. Ayon mismo sa Department of Health, 56 na bagong kaso ang naitatala kada araw sa bansa mula Enero hanggang Marso 2025. At ang pinakamatinding apektado, ang kalalakihan at kabataang Pilipino. Dahil dito, ang Pilipinas na ngayon ang may pinakamataas na bilang ng bagong kaso ng HIV sa buong Western Pacific region. Isang indikasyon ng lumulubahang sitwasyon. Kaya nananawagan ng Department of Health gawing opisyal at urgent ang laban sa HIV sa pamamagitan ng isang Public Health Emergency Declaration. Kalalakihan ng pangunahing apektado, 95% ng bagong kaso ay lalaki. Mahigit 1/3 ay kabataang nasa edad 15 hanggang 24. Habang wala pang deklarasyon, patuloy ang DOH sa mga sumusunod na hakbang: HIV testing, libreng gamot, self-test kits, at pakikipagtulungan sa DepEd para sa edukasyon sa mga paaralan. Isinulong rin ng DOH ang online patient appointment system para sa HIV patients. Layunin nitong gawing mas madali at mas personal ang pag-access sa libreng gamutan at konsultasyon ayon sa schedule ng pasyente. Ang HIV ay hindi tulad ng flu. Hindi ito basta naipapasa sa hangin. Ito ay naipapasa sa pamamagitan ng personal na desisyon. Kailangan din nating pagtuunan ng pansin ang ugali, disiplina, at personal na responsibilidad. Isang paalala mula sa SMNI.
Ikaw ba ay namomroblema sa taas ng electric bill buwan-buwan? Huwag mag-alala, narito ang ilang paraan upang makatipid sa kuryente. Patayin ang mga ilaw at appliances kapag hindi ginagamit. Sa halip ay gumamit ng natural na liwanag upang makatipid sa kuryente. Tanggalin sa saksakan ang mga appliances kung hindi ginagamit. Iwasan ang paggamit ng maraming appliances ng sabay-sabay. Gumamit ng LED bulbs. Ito ay mas tipid sa kuryente kumpara sa mga incandescent at fluorescent bulbs. Regular na linisin ang mga appliances tulad ng electric fan, aircon vents at refrigerator. Magkaroon ng takdang araw sa isang linggo sa pamamalansya at paglalaba. Gumamit ng energy-efficient appliances. Tandaan, maging wais sa paggamit ng kuryente upang makatipid para mas gumaan ang buhay. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Madalas ka bang napapasobra sa pag-scroll sa phone mo kahit puro masasamang balita ang nakikita mo? Isipin mo ito. Nakahiga ka na sa kama, nagche-check lang ng phone bago matulog. Tapos, hindi mo na malayan, ilang oras ka na palang nagbabasa at nanonood ng mga balita tungkol sa digmaan, sakuna, politika, at lahat ng masasamang nangyayari sa mundo. Nakakaramdam ka na ng kaba at pagod, pero tuloy mo pa rin ang scroll mo. Ang tawag dyan ay doom scrolling. Ito ang habit ng paulit-ulit na pagtingin sa mga negatibo o nakakadepress na content tulad ng digmaan, krimen o problema sa mundo. Nakaka-stress pero hindi mo pa rin mapigilan. Ayon sa isang pag-aaral ng Texas Tech University, ang sobrang konsumo ng masasamang balita ay nauugnay sa pagtaas ng stress, anxiety at pisikal na sintomas gaya ng pagkapagod at sakit ng ulo. Ayon naman sa Harvard Health, ang doom scrolling ay nagpapataas ng fight or flight hormones tulad ng cortisol at adrenaline na nakakapagpabigat ng isip at katawan. Nakakaapekto ito sa iyong mood, tulog at maging sa mental at physical health mo. At kapag naman puro memes at random na content ang pinapanood mo ng sunod-sunod hanggang sa mawalan ka na ng gana na mag-isip at gumawa ng iba pang gawain, ang tawag naman dyan ay brain rot. Sa Gen Z at tinatawag na internet culture, ang brain rot ay overconsumption o sobrang tagal na panonood ng paulit-ulit, mababaw, magulo o walang saysay na content online. Hanggang sa parang manhid na ang utak mo. Kapag nasobrahan, syempre, nakakasama. Nawawalan ka na ng focus, nawawala ang motivation, hirap mag-isip ng malalim, parang lutang o foggy ang utak. Masaya sa simula, pero kapag sobra, napapagod ang isip mo. Nahihirapang mag-concentrate at parang lutang. Mas delikado pa ito sa mga bata dahil ang utak nila ay nasa proseso pa ng pag-develop. Kaya mas malakas ang epekto ng doom scrolling at brain rot sa kanila. Maaaring makaapekto sa pag-aaral, pag-iisip at pakikitungo sa iba. Ang higit sa 4 na oras ng screen time araw-araw sa mga kabataan ay konektado sa 35 to 88% na mas mataas na posibilidad ng depresyon, anxiety at stress. Base ito sa isang malawakang pag-aaral sa Brazil. Kaya, maging balanse. Magpahinga sa screen, magbasa, makipagkwentuhan, magdasal, maging present lagi. Alagaan ang iyong isipan. Kung anong itinatanim sa isipan mo, yun ang lalago.
The Department of Justice has not yet received a copy of the alleged arrest warrant against Senator Ronald Bato Dela Rosa. However, the agency clarified that the Philippines has 2 possible options to implement it should it be formally delivered. More details from Kai Villan.
The Department of Justice clarified that as of now, they have not received or seen any copy of the alleged arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court against Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa.
We have not seen nor received any copy of this ICC warrant of arrest. We are just reacting to what we heard over the weekend and what has been circulating online. As to the senators, to the good senator reaching out to us, also we have not received any. Nor I don't think he will be making such a representation considering na wala pa. There's nothing to speak of. No ICC warrant.
Even though no arrest warrant has been received yet, the DOJ explained that the Philippines has 2 possible courses of action under Republic Act 9851, and that is extradition and surrender. Under the law, extradition is the process by which one country requests another to hand over a person who has been charged with or convicted of a crime so they can face the case there. Meanwhile, surrender refers to the voluntary submission of a person to the authorities of another country or an international court, such as the ICC, to face charges against them. However, the agency noted that various legal aspects must first be carefully considered before taking any action, especially since petitions are still pending before the Supreme Court.
We, the government, we are just one piece of the entire structure of government, so a lot of considerations would have to be taken. We are also mindful of the fact that there are still pending petitions before the Supreme Court. So as a matter of practicality and yung propriety, we may have to wait for the Supreme Court to decide on the issue because our position is that is the one leading question by the camp of the former president. So, yun, madaming mga kailangan timbangin, maraming kailangan tingnan na aspeto from different angles. No?
The DOJ is also studying the possible steps to take should a copy of the warrant be received.
Yan yung pinag-aaralan ngayon, kung anong gagawin kung halimbawa nandiyan na. Kasi right now, everybody's talking about a hypothetical situation We've heard over the weekend about the warrant of arrest being issued, but we have yet to see a copy of the warrant. But then again, notwithstanding that fact, we are already in the process of discussing what course of action to take, whether it could be a prudent course to immediately implement the arrest, notwithstanding the fact that there is no resolution yet from the Supreme Court. What we're simply saying is that as far as the department is concerned, we would ought to have that resolution from the Supreme Court.
The DOJ also emphasized that even though the Philippines is not a member of the ICC, the country still adheres to the principles of reciprocity and comity. This means that countries cooperate with and respect each other in legal and diplomatic matters.
We live in a world of interconnected countries and nations, so we belong to an international community of nations. Even if we may not be part of the ICC anymore, there is still the principle of reciprocity that governs between the nations among nations, and in fact, reciprocity and comity. So, while legally, hindi tayo makumpel, but meron din tayong tinitimbang on the diplomatic implication naman of.
According to the DOJ, if the Philippines formally receives a copy of the warrant, it will first be processed through the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Philippines Center for Transnational Crimes before being forwarded to the appropriate implementing agencies. Meanwhile, Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla maintained that the ICC has issued an arrest order against Senator Bato Dela Rosa, but he noted that he currently holds only an unofficial copy of the warrant. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines. Kai Villan, SMNI News.
Educator John Barry Tayam has once again appealed to the Supreme Court to stop the Senate from granting protection to Senator Bato de la Rosa following Ombudsman Boying Remulla's announcement that the International Criminal Court or ICC has issued a warrant of arrest against the senator. This report from Margot Gonzalez.
Following Ombudsman Boying Remulla's announcement that the International Criminal Court or ICC has allegedly issued an arrest order against Senator Bato de la Rosa, petitioner John Barry Tayam has again filed an appeal seeking to prevent the Senate from granting protection to the senator. According to Tayam, the Supreme Court had previously dismissed his petition for prohibition against a potential asylum the Senate might provide to De La Rosa, citing a lack of justiciable controversy, meaning the issue was not yet ripe for the court's decision. In his motion for reconsideration, however, Tayam insisted that his appeal has merit, arguing that granting asylum to the senator could be unconstitutional, especially in cases carrying prison sentences of up to 30 years. Earlier, Senate President Tito Soto III stated that no senator can be arrested while inside the Senate.
Kasi sa ating konstitusyon, under Article 6, ang exempted lang naman sa arrest kung yung crime mo ay punishable ng 6 years and below. Pero kapag ikaw kasi ay nakasuhan ka sa crime tulad yan ng RA 9851 o ng crimes against humanity, yung hatol yan umabot hanggang 30 years na pagkakalong. So, lagpas doon sa 6 years. So, exceeding na siya doon sa exemption or privilege na binigay ng Constitution natin doon sa Article 6 na merong privilege itong mga members ng Congress.
Meanwhile, in a press briefing, Prosecutor General Anthony Fadolion stated that lawmakers do not enjoy such immunity, especially when Congress is in recess.
There is no such thing as immunity even if you are a legislator. Now, of course, there are certain restrictions. If the penalty is more than 6 years in one day, then the same cannot be implemented during the time when Congress is in session. But certainly, there is no restriction as to the arrest if, for example, they are on recess. Although we have heard the good senator already make some statements before that he will seek possible asylum or refuge in the Senate. We do not know if that is the position that he still would be taking at this time. But certainly that is one matter that can be or that will be taken into account in deciding what action or what course of action the government will take.
Despite the Ombudsman's announcement that an ICC warrant has been issued against Dela Rosa, the DOJ maintained that they have not yet received any such information. However, should an arrest warrant against the senator be formally received, the DOJ has two possible courses of action: extradition or surrender, where the government would hand over Dela Rosa to the ICC. For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Margaret Gonzalez, SMNI News.
Senate President pro tempore Panfilo Lacson expressed his readiness to provide guidance to Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa amid reports of a possible International Criminal Court or ICC arrest warrant related to the anti-illegal drug campaign during the previous administration. Troy Gomez report.
Senator Ping Lacson admitted that he's willing to personally offer guidance to Senator Bato de la Rosa following reports of possible ICC arrest warrant related to the war on drugs during the Duterte administration. According to Lacson, 3 days had passed since he first called de la Rosa to offer moral support, but the senator did not answer. The following morning, de la Rosa returned the call, but on that occasion, Lacson was the one unable to answer.
How to go about yung pagharap niya, kasi I think he knows it naman kasi galing naman sa PNP, but yung my own personal experience or experiences gusto ko ibahagi sa kanya, not for anything but within the bounds of the law and rules ng international criminal law.
Lacson emphasized that his intention is to help De La Rosa properly face the case, not to evade or hide from it. But when asked what he would say if De La Rosa decided to go into hiding, Lacson responded jokingly.
Hindi pa naman siya nakadecide kung magtatago Kung mag-decide siya magtago, tuturuan ko siya kung paano magtago. Joke lang.
Lacson also clarified that De La Rosa's situation is more complicated now because the case is before the International Criminal Court, not just a local court like the cases he faced in the past. Lacson also explained the limits of parliamentary immunity, noting that it cannot be used as protection if the ICC issues a warrant. However, the senator assured that the majority of senators would support Senate President Tito Soto's stance that the courtesy of the Senate should be respected and that arrest should not be carried out within their jurisdiction without proper consideration. Reporting for Newsline World, Troy Gomez, SMNI News.
Former U.S. President Barack Obama surprised a group of Korean and Vietnam War veterans by personally joining and welcoming them, offering heartfelt thanks for their service ahead of Veterans Day. Obama gave an unforgettable experience to a group of Korean and Vietnam War veterans by personally joining and welcoming them on an honor flight from Madison, Wisconsin to Washington, D.C. as part of the Veterans Day observance. In a video shared on his official X account, Obama said it was an honor for him to personally be with the veterans and their families during the trip. Midway through the flight, Obama boarded a plane to surprise the veterans and delivered a brief message to them over the intercom. The trip was organized by the Honor Flight Network, a nonprofit organization that provides free trips for veterans and their families to visit monuments and memorials in the U.S. Capitol. The Honor Flight program aims to give veterans the opportunity to reconnect with fellow service members, honor the fallen, and share their experiences over the past 20 years. The organization has flown more than 300,000 veterans to Washington, D.C. When we return in Europe, the British government has halted the sharing of sensitive intelligence with the United States over fears it could be used in deadly military strikes in the Caribbean, a move sparking questions on international law. Meanwhile, in the Americas, Venezuela mobilizes 200,000 troops under Plan Independencia 200 as the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford enters Caribbean waters, heightening regional tensions. Don't go away, Newsline World will be back. Isang pindot lang, pwede kang maka-jackpot. Mukhang masaya at easy money lang. Sa murang halaga, pwede ka na tumaya sa online gambling at e-casino apps. Mayroong sabong, slot machines, mahjong, poker at iba pa. Kailangan mo lang ng smartphone, e-wallet at internet. Pero ang aliw na ito, unti-unting nagiging bitag para sa mga Pilipino. Lalo na kung ang paborito mong artista o influencer ang mukha ng app. Mas madaling makaengganyo, diba? Parang safe naman kasi may kilalang mukha. Pero sa likod ng ngiti, sugal pa rin ang itinutulak. At syempre, mas madali ring itago ang pagkalulong sa bisyong ito. Walang pisikal na kasino o pasugalan, walang kaharap, walang accountability, kaya't mas lumalala ang adiksyon. Dagdag pa rito, maraming online gambling apps at walang regulasyon. Sa likod ng mga makukulay na interface at papremyo, nakatago ang problemang bumabalot ngayon sa bansa. Ang pagkalulong ng maraming Pilipino sa online gambling. Pwede maglaro kahit saan, kahit kailan, kahit sino, bata man o matanda, pwedeng malulong. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ang pagkakalulong sa online gambling ay nagdudulot ng matinding stress at anxiety, pagkakabaon sa utang, pagkawasak ng pamilya, pagkawala ng tiwala sa sarili. At tulad ng ibang bisyo, may mga senyales ito tulad ng hindi makapagpigil kahit walang pera, palihim na tumataya, pagpapabaya sa trabaho, pamilya o sarili. Sa bawat taya, may mga taong tunay na kumikita, mga malalaking negosyante at investors na negosyo ang bisyo ng masa. Para sa kanila, perang pumapasok lang ito, pero para sa ordinaryong Pilipino, kabuhayan at relasyon ang nauubos. At ang masakit, tila matagal itong nahayaan. Hindi ito naging prioridad ng mga nakaupo sa taas hanggang sa sobrang lumala at halos naapektuhan na ang buong komunidad. Ngayon, sa dami ng nalulung at sa laki ng pinsalang naidulot, sa kapalalong umugong ang mga panukalang batas para higpitan ng online gambling, gaya ng pagbabawal sa paggamit ng e-wallets para tumaya, pagtaas ng minimum bet, mas mahigpit na identity verification, pag-block ng mga illegal na gambling sites, at bawasan o ipagbawal ang mga ads na target ang kabataan. Maaari itong magmukhang laro lang, pero sa katotohanan, isa itong sugal sa kinabukasan. Ang kita na dapat sa mga pangunahing pangangailangan o ipon na uubos sa sugal. At sa mundo ng online gambling, mas madali kang matalo kaysa manalo. Huwag hayaang sugal ang magdikta sa iyong buhay. Isang paalala mula sa SMNI.
In 2005, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy founded the Sunshine Philippines movement. A mission rooted in love for nature and nation. It began as an environmental and humanitarian initiative to reforest Mount Apo, once barren, now a thriving and beautiful place. Through his initiative, thousands of trees have been planted across the Philippines, bringing life and hope to communities. His advocacy, One Tree, One Nation, is also a movement that calls for unity in preserving the environment. Because every tree planted is a step towards unity, healing, and a greater future. Join One Tree, One Nation.
Sa kabila ng mga mas modernong kaalaman at teknolohiya, nananatiling matindi ang banta ng HIV sa Pilipinas. Pero gaano nga ba kalala ang sitwasyon? Ang HIV o Human Immunodeficiency Virus ay isang sakit na sumisira sa immune system ng katawan. Ngunit tandaan, hindi ito nakukuha sa simpleng pakikisalamuha. Hindi mo agad mararamdaman, pero unti-unti nitong pinapahina ang katawan. At kapag hindi naagapan, humahantong ito sa AIDS, ang huling yugto na impeksyon, kung saan halos wala ng panlaban ng katawan laban sa sakit. Patuloy na dumadami ang kaso ng sakit na ito sa Pilipinas. Isang nakababahalang pagtaas. Umabot na sa 500% ang itinaas ng HIV cases sa mga kabataang edad 15 hanggang 25. Ayon mismo sa Department of Health, 56 na bagong kaso ang naitatala kada araw sa bansa mula Enero hanggang Marso 2025. At ang pinakamatinding apektado, ang kalalakihan at kabataang Pilipino. Dahil dito, ang Pilipinas na ngayon ang may pinakamataas na bilang ng bagong kaso ng HIV sa buong Western Pacific region. Isang indikasyon ng lumulubahang sitwasyon, kaya nananawagan ng Department of Health gawing opisyal at urgent ang laban sa HIV sa pamamagitan ng isang Public Health Emergency Declaration. Kalalakihan ng pangunahing apektado, 95% ng bagong kaso ay lalaki, mahigit 1/3 ay kabataang nasa edad 15 hanggang 24. Habang wala pang deklarasyon, patuloy ang DOH sa mga sumusunod na hakbang: HIV testing, libreng gamot, self-test kits, at pakikipagtulungan sa DepEd para sa edukasyon sa mga paaralan. Isinulong rin ng DOH ang online patient appointment system para sa HIV patients. Layunin nitong gawing mas madali at mas personal ang pag-access sa libreng gamutan at konsultasyon. Ayon sa schedule ng pasyente, ang HIV ay hindi tulad ng flu. Hindi ito basta naipapasa sa hangin. Ito ay naipapasa sa pamamagitan ng personal na desisyon. Kailangan din nating pagtuunan ng pansin ang ugali, disiplina, at personal na responsibilidad. Isang paalala mula sa SMNI.
Pasasaan pa ang kalayaan kung ang mga alipin ngayon ay sila din naman mang-aalipin bukas.
Ibigin mo ang iyong bayan ng sunod kay Bathala, sa iyong kapurihan at higit sa lahat sa iyong sarili.
Hindi natin mapapalaya ang ating mga sarili maliban kung sumulong tayo na nagkakaisa sa iisang hangarin.
Ang tunay na makabayan ay ang tumutupad ng pagpapabuti ng kanyang mga kapwa, gaano man kaaba ang kanyang katungkulan. Naway magsilbing paalala ang kanilang mga salita upang lalo nating mahalin at tapat na paglingkuran ang minamahal nating inang bayan.
Don't look back at old conflicts that make you bitter. The sign of a great mind is you forget the grudges done against you. Forget the past and get on with profitable living. Time is running, and let us look at the present of what we can do and then hope God for the future of what God can do and the desires in our heart that God will be able to do for us.
Let us discover the power of prayer. 30 minutes of kneeling down and praying to God all alone in your room or when nobody is there will make miracles in your life. It will help strengthen your spirit and your mind, and the Father will give you the comfort that you have been seeking for that nobody can give.
Ang buot sa Diyos, kitang mga katauhan,
tunay espiritong mupadayon o muantos. Kay dakitan sa Dios sa unahan, basta mahimo ka ng anak sa Ginoo sa gingharian, daghan ang mga pagsulay. Kung way pagantos, di ka makalahutay. Kung walay pagkamakanunayon, dili gyapon ka makalahutay. Ang tuyo sa Dios nga ang matagos nga gitawag makalahutay. Makalahutay lamang sa mga pagsulay kundili sa pagtubo nga makaabot siya sa ikaupat nga laka nga didto na manukad ang iyang reward. Anything that tries your faith and puts you on the spot of deciding whether to continue or to stop is a fire. Whether it is persecution, whether it is loved ones, family, anything that will try your faith, whether to continue or to stop or to overcome or draw back, it is called fire. Now, salvation is based upon our building up on the foundation. Whether silver, gold, stubble, precious stones, that means if it is gold, then it's genuine. It can go through the fire, but it will stay. When your confession of commitment and dedication is not true, when the fire goes through you, you will be burned. That's why I love my ministry. Because all of those that are able to overcome are certified 100% pure gold. Pure gold. Hypocrites have no place in the kingdom nation. Pretenders have no place in the kingdom nation. Plastics don't have place in the kingdom nation. Why? Because before we can be ushered into the new world, we should be tried by fire.
The British government has suspended the sharing of certain intelligence with the United States over concerns that the information could be used in lethal military operations in the Caribbean, a move that raises questions about possible violations of international law. Carla Abellana will give us the details.
The United Kingdom has suspended the sharing of certain classified intelligence with the United States concerning boats suspected of being used for drug trafficking in the Caribbean. According to reports, the UK is concerned that the information could be used by the US military for operations that may result in civilian deaths. More than 76 people have been killed in 19 U.S. airstrikes after the attacks were declared legal against what Washington described as narco-terrorists. However, legal experts argue these were extrajudicial killings and a clear violation of international law. Despite mounting criticism, the United States continues to deploy additional warships and fighter jets to the Caribbean, a move that further heightens tensions with Venezuela. London has also expressed concern over the presence of a British officer aboard the USS Winston Churchill, one of the warships in the strike group. A legal review is reportedly required before any British personnel can take part in combat operations. Meanwhile, both UK and US officials declined to comment on intelligence matters, but Britain reaffirmed that it remains a close ally of the United States on security issues. For God in my beloved Philippines, Carla Abellana, SMNI News.
Venezuela has deployed 200,000 troops in what it calls a higher phase of its national defense strategy, Plan Independencia 200. The announcement came as the world's largest warship, the USS Gerald R. Ford, entered Caribbean waters, escalating tensions between Caracas and Washington. Jane Codnita will give us the details.
Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez announced the launch of a new phase of Plan Independencia 200 at the Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base in Caracas on Tuesday. The operation involves a coordinated deployment of land, air, naval, and missile units across Venezuela's key regions, including Carabobo, Táchira, Amazonas, Zulia, and Bolivar. Thousands of Venezuelan troops are seen marching, running, and aiming weapons during field exercises, while heavy military vehicles, Coast Guard patrols, and aircraft mobilize under full combat readiness.
Se han desplegado casi 200,000 efectivos en todo el territorio nacional para este ejercicio, y debo decir que esto no va en desmedro del despliegue cotidiano que lleva el Comando Estratégico Operacional, y el pueblo de Venezuela debe saber que tiene una Venezuela resguardada, protegida, defendida por la Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana y por el liderazgo de nuestro comandante en jefe, presidente Nicolás Maduro Moros.
Padrino said the exercise marks a comprehensive and integrated stage of the National Defense Plan aimed at strengthening command and control coordination among all military branches and civil defense units. The minister also condemned recent U.S. operations against alleged narco speedboats in Caribbean waters near Venezuela, which he called a threat to regional security and intimidation by Washington.
Y eso es lo que está ocurriendo en el Caribe, asesinando a gente indefensa, sean o no narcotraficantes, en el Caribe, asesinando y ajusticiando sin debido proceso.
At least 76 people have reportedly died in U.S. attacks on vessels in the Caribbean and Pacific since early September. Caracas says the presence of American forces, including 8 naval vessels, combat aircraft, and a nuclear-capable submarine, violates regional peace and sovereignty. Analysts say the arrival of the USS Gerald R. Ford near Venezuelan waters represents a major escalation in U.S. military posture under the Southern Command. Venezuelan officials insist their country remains fully prepared to defend its borders and territorial waters, pledging to keep the Caribbean close to U.S. interests. This has been Jane Codnita, Global Citizen Correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. led the launch of Oplan Contra Baha at Balihatar Creek in Parañaque City, a government nationwide effort to clean and clear Metro Manila's waterways to help prevent flooding and strengthen urban resilience. President Marcos Jr. led the official launch of Oplan Contra Baha, Greater Manila or Metro Manila waterways clearing and cleaning operations at Balihatar Creek and Barangay San Dionisio, Parañaque City. This is part of the administration's whole government and whole of nation strategy for disaster mitigation and resilient urban management. The initiative spearheaded by the Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH in coordination with the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA, local government units and private sector partners, aims to regularly clear debris and garbage from waterways and drainage systems across Metro Manila. The program also seeks to ensure the proper maintenance and operation of pumping stations to reduce flooding, especially in low-lying communities. Covering 142.4 kilometers kilometers of rivers, creeks, and esteros, along with 333.15 kilometers of drainage systems. A plan kontra baha is expected to significantly minimize the impact of floods on thousands of Filipino families during the typhoon season. Simultaneous launch activities were also held in Caingin, Valenzuela City, Sunog Apog in Tondo City of Manila, San Juan River in San Juan City, and Las Piñas City. These concurrent efforts underscore the unified commitment of the national and local governments, together with private sector partners, to maintain clean, efficient, and fully functional waterways throughout the National Capital Region. The program forms part of the government's broader push to enhance urban resilience, safeguard communities, and promote sustainability flood control measures across the metropolis. Police in India's capital have cordoned off streets and set up roadblocks after a car explosion near New Delhi's Red Fort left 13 people dead and several others injured on Monday evening. Paul Montebon reports.
Police Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr., acting chief of the Philippine National Police, says their goal is to prevent criminals from striking and increase the number of arrests as Christmas season draws near.
Police Lieutenant General Nartates has directed all local police officers to review and update their preparations for security during the holiday season.
These include targeting wanted persons and fugitives and focusing on areas with high foot traffic. The acting PNP chief's directive follows the swift arrest on November 10 in Caloocan City of 2 suspects involved in a series of robberies at fast food chains in Bulacan and Pampanga. Police Lieutenant General Nartates assured the public that the PNP remains committed to maintaining a low crime rate and safeguarding the progress achieved throughout the year.
For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, reporting for Newsline World, this has been Paul Montebon, SMNA News.
Featured in the 5th APEC One Travel and Tour segment are the colorful and grand buildings of Shanghai, China. On a 1-hour cruise along the Huangpu River, visitors can experience the city's European-inspired beauty. Learn more about this story from Sheena Torno.
Along the Huangpu River in Shanghai, China, colorful and towering buildings captivate the eyes of visitors. These structures, built in the early 1900s, remain iconic symbols of the city's rich history. Many of them feature British, French, and Gothic architectural styles, classic designs reminiscent of old Europe. The site is among the destinations chosen by APEC One Travel and Tours to showcase to Filipino tourists the vast historical heritage of China. In just an hour-long cruise along the Huangpu River, one can marvel at the dazzling lights and stunning beauty of the buildings lining both sides of the river.
What makes this boat cruise in Shanghai so unique is because, for example, in Hong Kong and Sydney, they will only see the skylines of the new city. But here in Shanghai, in the middle of the Huangpu River, you will see one side with all the historical buildings from 185 years ago, and another side of the river at the same time from 1992 to 2016. So one side represents the past, the history, and another side represents the present and the future. So I think this makes the Shanghai Huangpu River so special.
At night, a large clock tower inspired by London's Big Ben stands out in the skyline. One of the hotels is known for its elegant design and marble interiors, exuding timeless sophistication. Also famous is a landmark with an Art Deco style, as well as a building that beautifully blends Chinese and Western architectural elements. For former setter Ngiki Kosoteng, tourism serves as a window through which China showcases its rich culture and tradition. It helps visitors and tourists better understand and appreciate the enduring beauty of China.
Yung statement na parang binibigay sa akin, itong ganitong klaseng development, ay walang imposible. Dahil nung unang punta ko rito, yung mga parang foreign or western mga buildings, no? Yung lumang pier nila, yan. Yun lang nga nandyan eh. Para maging ganito, mahirap mong maisip Paano magawa yan kung hindi mismo yung tao nila at gobyerno nila nagkakaintindihan kung ano dapat gawin for a future that they can leave to the next generation.
Another popular destination for both foreign and local tourists in Shanghai, China is Zhujiajiao, an Asian water town often called the Venice of Shanghai. It is famous for its clean canals, adorned with stone arches and bridges, creating a serene and picturesque atmosphere. Tourists are also captivated by the town's traditional architecture, houses and temples that reflect the charm of the Ming and Qing dynasties.
Bida dito sa Old Town Village sa Shanghai, China, itong tinatawag nilang Yaoluchuan boat kung saan sa halagang 80 yuan ay maaari mo nang maikot ang Malvinas-inspired community.
Lining the streets are numerous shops where visitors can buy sweet local delicacies handmade by the town's residents. Most of these streets cost only 1 yuan or around 8 pesos. Aside from food, handcrafted items such as bags, shoes, and combs made by elderly Chinese artisans are also popular among tourists. Affordable Chinese character figurines are likewise among the favorite souvenirs visitors love to take home. But why did APEC 1 Travel and Tours choose China as a destination for Filipino tourists?
Gusto ko po mapakita sa kanila na kung kaano kaganda ang China dahil nakikita ko na hindi na po maganda ang tingin ng mga Pilipino sa bansa ng China. Sa 30 years nila, ang mga buildings dito, ang mga kalsada, ang mga e-commerce nila, napaka ayos. Gusto ko mapakita rin sa ating mga Pilipino, kapwa Pilipino, na malayo na siya sa dati.
For God and for my beloved Philippines, this has been Sheena Torno, SMNI News.
For our good news, age is no barrier for a 68-year-old grandma who is capturing hearts online with her graceful and energetic skateboarding in Chengdu, proving that adventure knows no age. Anissa de Guzman has the story.
At 68, Mrs. Leo from Chengdu is breaking age stereotypes and winning hearts online with her graceful and energetic skateboarding, earning her the affectionate nickname Wind Chasing Girl. Footage shows Mrs. Leo gliding through the local park in Chengdu on Tuesday, keeping pace with the younger skaters while moving with elegance and confidence. Mrs. Leo discovered her passion for skateboarding 3 years ago while accompanying her daughter to pick out a board. After her first ride, she was instantly captivated and quickly fell in love with the sport. Skateboarding has also helped her forge new friendships and strengthen her bond with her daughter, Miss Dong, who now joins her as a skating companion. Despite minor falls and initial challenges, Mrs. Leo practices diligently and has refined her technique, proving that age is no limit to learning new skills. Mrs. Leo said, "You can challenge yourself with anything as long as your body allows it, but you must always assess the risks whether you're young or old." Her inspiring story shared online with hashtags like Never Too Old and hashtag Chasing Dreams has motivated people of all ages to pursue new passions and embrace an active, fulfilling lifestyle. I'm Anissa de Guzman, your Global Citizen Correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
In sports, McIlroy has urged Europe's top golfers to rally behind the DP World Tour as he eyes a historic 7th race to Dubai crown, while the 2025 King Pro League or KPL Grand Finals in Beijing has shattered records, attracting over 62,000 fans to the Bird's Nest Stadium, the largest live audience ever recorded for an esports event. Carlo de la Peña will give us the details.
Ahead of the season-ending championship in Dubai, the Masters winner highlighted the importance of unity in men's golf amid the continuing impact of the breakaway LIV circuit. McIlroy said the tour's legacy depends on its leading players showing up for major events, adding that he feels a responsibility to help keep it strong. With 9 of Europe's Ryder Cup champions competing this week, McIlroy is well positioned to secure his 4th consecutive race to Dubai title, needing only a top 2 finish to clinch it. The Northern Irish star shared that he has renewed his commitment to the European circuit, balancing his success between the PGA and DP World Tours. A win would move him within 1 title of Colin Montgomery's all-time record of 8 Order of Merit triumphs, a milestone McIlroy still hopes to match. Meanwhile, the KPL Grand Finals drew 62,196 spectators, surpassing the previous Guinness World Record of 45,000 set during the UEFA Euro 2016 Pro Evolution Soccer Tournament. Guinness World Records representative Carlos Martinez officially recognized the achievement, calling it an extraordinary milestone for the global esports community and a proud moment for Chinese gaming. In the championship showdown, Chengdu AG Superplay defeated Chongqing Wolves 4-2 to claim back-to-back KPL titles. Star player Su Yino Bicheng earned his 2nd straight FMVP honor, making history as the first attack damage specialist to do so. After the record-breaking event, the spotlight now turns to Manila for the 2025 Honor of Kings International Championships, which begin on November 14. Filipino teams Blacklist International, ACT Esports Club, and Elevate will compete against top squads from around the world for the prestigious crown. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Carlo de la Peña bringing you the latest sports news.
Legendary composer John Williams, whose music has defined generations of moviegoers, received a historic honor as the Hollywood Bowl officially dedicated its main stage to him. In other news or showbiz news, the glamorous 70th birthday party of reality TV matriarch Kris Jenner took a subtle yet eyebrow-raising turn on social media when her daughter Kim Kardashian quietly removed a photo featuring the Duke and Duchess of Sussex from her Instagram post. Daniela Paulite has the story.
The Los Angeles Philharmonic unveiled the newly christened John Williams stage at the Hollywood Bowl during a private ceremony attended by Williams, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and LA film music director Gustavo Dudamel. The dedication included live performances of Williams' pieces such as Music for Breasts and Theme for Sabrina, played by members of the LA Phil. The event ended with the official reveal of the new stage plaque. Williams, 93, seemed very touched by the tribute. He expressed his gratitude to the LA Phil family, with whom he has performed for over 40 years, for making the bowl a home for film music. Spielberg, in his speech, summed up Williams' unparalleled cultural impact, with scores for Star Wars, E.T., Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, Jaws, and Harry Potter among his extensive body of work. The honor solidifies Williams' reputation as the most renowned film composer in history. The Hollywood Bowl was a fitting location for this extraordinary honor because of his decades-long association with the stadium, where summer crowds have long waved lightsabers in appreciation of his music. The Hollywood Bowl confirmed that future LA Phil seasons will continue to celebrate Williams' work, including themed concerts on the newly named stage. The James Bond Theme Evening, held on November 8 at the Beverly Hills residence of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, brought together a star-packed guest list, including Oprah Winfrey, Mariah Carey, Mark Zuckerberg, and more. The Sussexes were seen arriving hand-in-hand. Harry was wearing a tuxedo with a Remembrance Day poppy on it, and Meghan was wearing a black wrap-style dress. At first, Jenner and Kardashian shared carousels of images from the celebration on Instagram. Jenner shared a picture of herself with Meghan and Harry on social media. In Kim's version, Meghan was pictured posing with Kim, with Harry in the background. The pictures of the Sussexes were later taken down from both posts without providing a public explanation. That move sparked immediate speculation among fans and media observers. Some think the deletions may reflect a calculated PR decision, particularly in light of the coincidence with Remembrance Day, a solemn occasion in the UK which might have rendered a lavish Hollywood celebration ill-timed for the visual narrative. Others speculate that the removal might indicate a covert diplomatic or a strategic divergence between the Sussex brand's meticulously manicured public image and the Kardashian-Jenner social media machine. Requests for comment on the photo removals were not immediately answered by the Sussexes, Kris Jenner or Kim Kardashian's representatives. The party is still one of the most talked about celebrity events of the year, and the mystery may have been heightened by the missing pictures. Reporting for Newsline World, Daniela Paulita, SMNI News.
And before we end, may you be inspired with the words of the sun. No matter who you are or whatever your circumstances in life, there are always things to be grateful for. And as we keep track on the countdown, there's only 43 days left before Christmas. And that's all for this edition of Newsline World. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, I'm Angel Pastor. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.